The Bible is written in a variety of ancient languages, primarily Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. The foundational vocabulary of the Bible plays a crucial role in understanding its theological concepts, narrative structure, and divine messages. The meanings of key terms in these languages provide insight into the central themes of the Bible, such as salvation, covenant, sin, and holiness. This paper will explore several key biblical terms in both Hebrew and Greek, their meanings, and their implications for biblical interpretation. Key biblical terms in Hebrew. Elohim, or Elohim, means God or gods. The term is used most frequently in the Hebrew Bible to refer to the singular God of Israel. Despite being grammatically plural, it is almost always used with singular verbs, indicating the monotheistic understanding of God. The implication here is that Elohim emphasizes God's power as the creator and ruler of the universe, presenting a foundational idea of God's sovereignty. Ifa, pronounced YHWH or Yahweh, is the personal name of God, and it's often rendered as Lord in English translations. This name is actually derived from the verb to be, and it really signifies I am or I am who I am. This reflects God's eternal and self-existent nature. The name Yahweh reveals the covenant relationship God has with Israel, emphasizing, His faithfulness, holiness, and uniqueness. Tvorah, or Torah, means law, instruction, or teaching. It refers to the first 5 books of the Bible, which are also known as the Pentateuch, and it basically encompasses the laws given to Israel. So, the implication here is that the Torah represents God's guidance for living in accordance with His will. It's really central to Israel's identity as a nation chosen to serve God. Next we have the word chesed, which means loving kindness, mercy, and steadfast love. It refers to God's covenantal faithfulness, as well as the loyalty that should really characterize human relationships. The implication of chesed is that it highlights God's grace and love toward His people, often expressed in His forgiveness and covenant promises. So, let's take a moment to explore some key biblical terms in Greek. The term logos, or logos, means word, speech, or reason. In the Gospel of John, logos is actually used to refer to Jesus Christ, the pre-incarnate Word of God who was with God and, was God. The implication here is that logos really encapsulates the concept of God's communication to humanity, which ultimately culminates in the incarnation of Jesus Christ as the divine revelation to the world. So, next up is agape. This word means love, specifically, a selfless and sacrificial kind of love. It's actually set apart from other forms of love, like eros or philia, by its truly unconditional nature. The implication here is that agape is really the central virtue of the Christian faith. It represents the love that God has for humanity, and also the love that Christians are, called to show toward others. Moving on, we have dikaiosine. This term means righteousness or justice. It's about the divine standard of moral integrity and ethical behavior that believers are expected to uphold. The implication here is that dikaiosune is foundational to the concept of salvation and justice, both in the Old and New Testaments. It really emphasizes God's just nature, as well as the righteousness that's required for reconciliation with Him. Now, let's talk about sozo. This term means to save, deliver, or heal. It's used throughout the New Testament to describe the work of salvation, both physical healing and spiritual deliverance. The implication of sozo is that it really underscores the holistic nature of salvation in Christianity, encompassing spiritual, emotional, and physical aspects of healing and deliverance from sin. The foundational vocabulary of the Bible provides essential insight into its central theological themes. Terms like Elohim and Yahweh convey God's power and covenant relationship with His people in Hebrew, while Greek terms like logos and agape describe the revelation of God through Christ and the centrality of love in the Christian life. Understanding these terms in their original languages is essential for interpreting the Bible with greater depth and accuracy. Through the study of these key words, one gains a fuller understanding of the Bible's message of salvation, righteousness, and divine revelation.